So I just had one little example that was prevalent to me many years ago. It was when I was making the changeover from corporate to minister. I had worked part-time. I pulled myself back and worked part-time in corporate so I could put myself through school. I had gotten my ordination, and I had my master's in Rohan therapy. And I was still working in corporate, doing healing work out of my home, teaching Tuesday night. InnerQuest was up and running. We were small, and it was very, very fun. But the energy wasn't coming together. It wasn't coming together. I want you to realize I had set my goal to be this ordained minister. I had set my goal to become the Rohan master. And every step along that goal was taken care of for me. I followed the intuition succinctly. Every turn they told me to turn, I turned. I expected them to guide me. That was my agreement with Spirit. You want me to do this? I have a tiny baby I have to feed. I have a mortgage I have to make. And you all need, and I need to stay debt-free. So you guys need to guide me every step of the way. And they did. If I needed extra money, it would fall into my lap. One time, my mother called me, and she said, God told me you need $200. I said, no, Mom, I'm good. I don't need $200. And she said, no, God told me you need $200. And I said, well, okay. She sent me the check, and as I'm paying my bills and writing my tuition for my next quarter of school, guess how much I was short? Exactly, $200. Everything was taken care of. So I had walked these years of study, and I mean 1,000% committed, 1,000% guided, 1,000% invested. What I had not formulated was the payoff. What am I going to do? So we had this little thing going with InnerQuest, and I took a retreat. I went up to a meditative retreat that was designed to stir you up and get you really clear of what your next step ought to be. It was 2 weeks, and I arrived, and it was very interesting, and their whole gig was to startle you. Shock and awe, shock you, insult you, make you think differently. Yeah, I wasn't really pleased with it. Because I'd already dismantled everything I could possibly dismantle. You know, I was looking for the deep, what is my next step? What do I need to do? I don't know. I'd invested so much time. And we went through the process, took one day at the end of the 2-week period and went to a little shop nearby, and I saw the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful coat. It was stellar. It was magnificent. It was hand-woven, hand-dyed. And remember, this is the late 80s. And I just thought it was fabulous. And I put it on, and I looked in the mirror, and I said, oh my God, you look like a minister. Now, remember, it's the late 80s. So ministers look different back in the day. But I saw myself and I went, you look like a minister, like a, not just teaching classes, but like a stand-up talking minister. Oh my God, this is fabulous. I felt so great. It was $240. That was groceries for a month for me and my baby. That was way not cruel. And I put it back on the shelf. And then I put it back on. And then I put it back on the shelf. I wrestled with this coat for probably an hour. And the beautiful lady in the store, it's a beautiful place where all these artisans have their stuff. It's magnificent. She had such patience with me. And I just kept looking at that coat saying, oh my God, that's a new me there. That's a new me. And I couldn't buy it. I couldn't buy it. I'm checking my guidance and I'm not getting anything. I'm getting nothing. I want them to tell me to buy it. I want them to say, go for it, girl. I'm not getting nothing. So the girl that I was traveling with, I kept talking about, went to the hotel room that night. She's like, would you buy, and I quote, that damned coat? Of course, to her, money was nothing. To me, it was groceries for a month, and I had been debt-free the whole time. So I just decided that I wasn't sure, and I'd gotten no answers. I'd gone to this massive retreat, and I just went home, and I went, well, I don't know any more about myself than I did. Within the first few days of my arrival, I went to my mailbox, and there was a check from the government, because I hadn't made enough money the year before. They just started this crazy thing called Earned Income Credit. Guess how much the check was? $240. I went, oh my God. I called the store in Lenox, Massachusetts, because you know I had her business card. And she knew who I was. She knew exactly which coat I was talking about. And she promptly put it in the mail. So I got my coat, and I was thrilled. I was thrilled. I was thrilled. And I said to myself, I want a pulpit. I want to be that minister, not just the one that does one-on-one healing. I want to be the minister that can talk to God and channel these divine ideas that I get all the time. I want that experience. And the church I was attending at the time was a metaphysical church, and it was relatively large. And I'd gotten a call from the minister, and I was driving to an appointment with her, which I had no idea why she called me. It was within days of receiving the coat. And she asked me to become their Wednesday night minister. And so I began to teach Wednesday nights for the next year and a half. It was to me amazing, but it took me buying the coat. It took me investing in a vision of self with a specific payoff that opened the door. Had I gone to her without this experience and she offered me this opportunity, you know what I might have said? I might have said no. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm still a healing minister. I don't know what I want to do. Do you see? Spirit will guide us. And when we think we're moving toward that goal of accomplishment, we will follow. But we also have to follow and receive the payoff along the road. And that's when we have to participate. They were teaching me something very specific. God lives within my heart. My desires are of God. If I put something on and I love it, it blesses my spirit. Am I not blessing the God within? You see? Rather than back to the path of working. The goal had been accomplished, payoff had not been shifted. Goal, payoff. Everybody with me? If we are to evolve as co-creative Christed beings, we need to not forget the co. We need to not forget the creative with God. And I know most of us are seeking for that goal from within our heart that is a part of our soul's mission on this planet, what we've already chosen to do. We know we came with an agenda. We came with all these things we wanted to accomplish. And we're going within and we're trying to say, okay, God, what's next? What's next? What do I need? What am I forgetting? Show me what I've already wanted to experience. But in that comes, in this cornucopia of the world around us, a variety of payoff. What do we want to attach to that? And when it comes to us, can we receive it? So, can you feel a little bit of a goal coming up from within you? Can you be aware? Can you feel that perhaps you need to redefine what you want in exchange for the energy and investment that you're giving?
Yes.
Can anybody see where they probably could be giving more? Has anybody gotten complacent with the amount of energy that you're investing?
Yes. Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you give more every single day and drive yourself into becoming a workaholic like I do. It means you give more as you're guided. You give more with joy. You look for something greater to participate in. And you know that payoff is coming. All right, let's go within. There truly is only one presence and one power in the universe. And we breathe in that awareness. God, our Father, our Mother. And if there is only one presence and one power in the universe, and you can feel that in your heart, take a moment and just look at your world that you live in now. There's so much going on. There's so much activity. There's so much expressing. This place must be very important. For our Father and Mother God to have created this place where we can come and play and grow and learn, it must be very important. I want you to gently let your focus go to your heart and just feel the energy in the heart center. You can feel areas where you're totally comfortable. You can feel areas that are calling you for greater. Imagine how deep the comfort would be if you could say to self, I have done all that I wanted, all that I had planned for my soul in this lifetime. I showed up and I did it. And I was blessed in the process. Feel the expansion in your heart. And I want you to let the vision of just one goal come up now for you. One thing that you have been always dreaming of accomplishing. Feel the love you have when you see it. Feel how it makes you feel. This is what your soul wants you to do. Take a moment just to look at what you invest in it now. And take a moment to look at the payoff that you've attached to it. And breathe. Feel the Christ within and realize that you can alter, change, and enhance anything. And before we shift the goal, I want you just to look at the payoff. Is there something greater that you would like to experience? If nothing comes to mind now, perhaps just greater love, greater expansion, greater joy. Be at peace with whatever has come. And now come back to your goal in your heart. Look at how you invest in it. Is there greater that you could do? Is your spirit calling you to greater? And now in your heart, in your mind's eye, see the energy of the greater investment and the energy of the payoff happening simultaneously. Feel the two energies coming into oneness, greater investment and receiving the payoff. And feel how much fuller the energy becomes. If you like what you see and you want to go forward, take a breath and breathe the breath of life into this energy that you see. I charge this with my own heart energy. And if not, just let it go. You will know what you need to do when it comes. Feel the peace in your heart. Let your focus come back to that Father, Mother, God. And feel the acceptance and love. You are the beloved child. And God, I ask you, bless each one here, that their hearts be fed, that the path open for them, and that your love enfold and guide. Let each one see the magic of growing the mustard seed within, through the greater investment. And we thank you for this. We thank you for all of the blessings that sustain and support us in every moment. And we thank you, Jesus Christ, for showing us the path of heaven on earth. Feel the connection and peace. Take a breath. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. This is the year of outrageous expectations of good, which means you set those goals and you set these desires into motion. We are all going to be expanded. Do it consciously, and it becomes easy. Say, yay, God.
Yeah.